idea of few values, if you will. And I posted some pieces of paper around the room. This is a participatory meeting, so you will be active this evening. On your desk, you'll see some Post-it notes and some pens. What we've got around are these pieces of paper that have got values on them. Starting to my right, leisure, cleanliness, employment, youth, safety, tolerance, health, business, education, other, community, home maintenance, home ownership, property values, transportation, art, and nature. If you can come up with some other ones, let me know, and I'll put a piece of paper up there for you. I would like you to think about these things and find, is there anyone, can you all connect with something that's on the wall? Raise your hand if you can connect with something that's on the wall. One thing, okay? If you can connect with at least one thing that's on the wall right now, I want you to make that connection on your Post-it note, and then get up out of your seat and physically go put it there. And if you need some assistance with that, we can assist, but I'm sure we can all do that. So let's take about 20 minutes max, and let's get our ideas onto the wall, and then after that, we're gonna kind of see where we are, and we're gonna see if you have if there's something that you think Raleigh is particularly strong with, an advantage or something in which we excel, put that on the top half of the piece of the paper. If there's an opportunity for improvement that you see, put it on the bottom half of the piece of paper. And we'll see where we are in about 20 minutes, all right, folks?
Again.
Yo.
You don't have to put your name on there.
You do not need to put your name on it. This is anonymous.
Aaron,
Yeah?
would you repeat the last part again, please? Repeat the last part.
I don't remember what the last one. Oh, if it's a good thing, put it at the top. If it's a bad thing, put it at the bottom. I would love for you to put an idea of how to improve it. If you're gonna, see, the idea here is we need to start thinking about solutions and start thinking forward. We need to start thinking about keeping our community the way we want it to be. So if we, at the end of 20 minutes, have a lot of negativity on our walls, I understand that. But it's gonna take a lot more than negativity to promote a future for this community. So if you're gonna put something on the negative half of one sheet of one paper, try to put something on the positive half of another sheet of paper. So try to have a fair and balanced opinion of what's going on. I encourage you to do that and to enter into this with an open mind. And we'll see where we are. Are there any questions? I invite you to stand up and start putting the paper on the wall.
All right, thank goodness I got a phone that spells for me. Got good ideals. I just gotta learn to pass it. Yeah. Okay, machine. We can do Saturday scholars. Oh yeah, and it talks back. It's got some smart answers, didn't it?
Hello, hello.
All right.
Hey, how you doing? So what we're doing, we're going around like all of these. Do you know Raleigh? So like all of these things are things that people can value in their home. So what we're doing is we're looking at positives and negatives of the voluntary process various and so as you see anything we can find in those things. Oh, there's one I forgot to put down. The Raleigh Town Center.
say young kids. I'm thinking 21, 22-year-olds, young people. Yeah, that'll work. Oh, yeah, we got plenty of sticky notes. And we got more where that came from.
And I'm adding one for the Raleigh Springs Town Center. Right.
I think it's the Raleigh Town. Oh, right, right, Tutoring.
Here are some listings for tutoring within 6 miles.
That's cheating.
Well, look, I only got a college degree, so yeah, come on. Restaurants, that should be under business. Oh, restrooms, matter of fact, Sonny, where's the
And if anybody needs to go to the restroom, it's right there near the exit sign back over there.
Fine, how are you? Took a while, but oh well. Until tax time. Yeah. After tax time, then I want it up.
Put that on the top. I think, no, there's some on the side, yeah. We did get some. How we doing? Any more good ideas? More, man. More.
Just you, you're not picking up.
How are you, Miss Sunny?
I also encourage you to look around at what other people posted, if you haven't already. It's kind of a good activity to look around and see what's important to the people around you.
State of Tennessee entry into literature. Just had to ask it, kind of like a walk. But then I got this selective hearing, so do the math.
In his introduction, she got a special announcement.
Right.
right, we're going to walk around here and we're going to kind of look at things that are going on at these boards. So, nature, art, some transportation, nothing like property values, home ownership, home maintenance. Oh yeah, that ought to be good. Community. Ah, we got the old other. And then we got education, business.
For those who have just come in, feel free to take this time and
tolerance,
look around at what people have already written, and you can add what you think to it, and we can kind of all work from there. But we have post-it notes and pens all around, and you can write something that you think about one of these topics, and we will work on it from there. But otherwise, has everyone had a chance to
some youth
look around? It's really, really interesting stuff.
Employment. The Raleigh Town Center.
Raleigh Springs.
Or Raleigh, Springs, yeah.
That's the new name for it.
Cleanliness, oh yeah, that ought to be good. And some leisure. I'm all for leisure. And we got a crowd here today, or tonight. I'd probably say somewhere around 45 people, something about like that. And they are absolutely tearing up them sticky notes. I'm glad I got the good pens. And I shouldn't be saying all this, but yeah. And I do so good. But, well, I mean, the people, they love to hear my voice. That's the reason why Marita don't come around. She's like, I have to listen to your voice all the time. Why should I have to come out there and listen to you? Like, okay, I love you too.
All right. Let's begin to take our seats again.
Good crowd, good crowd. Sonny back over there manning the rails. Come on by.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm a teacher, so I'm an elementary school teacher, so I can do some cute elementary school stuff, but I get enough of that during my day. What I want to point out before we move on, I want to look around and see where the greatest concentrations of ideas are. From my point of view, interestingly, we have a lot of positives over on the nature paper. That one was left alone for a while, but it looks like somebody barnstormed it. Which kind of lets you know that Raleigh is a really beautiful, beautiful, beautiful area. You know, we've got so much going on. I live in Scenic Hills, and if you have ever been through, you will know it's pretty much synonymous with really big, leafy trees. And they're beautiful and wonderful and awe-inspiring, and they give you an opportunity to work out come autumn. And I'm really kind of shocked, pleasantly, at how many ideas that came onto the youth paper. Because, you know, it's important. I am an educator, and I have a new child myself, so, I mean, you know, young people are, you know, it's kind of part of what I do professionally and now personally. But it's really important that we all recognize that that is really what's going to make or break our community, right? We own the homes now, but what's going to happen in 20 years? What's going to happen to the housing stock that we own? Who's going to buy it from us? You know, if no one's there to buy it from us when we want to get rid of it, we're saddled, right? Property value's got a lot of attention. That's a really big one for me, selfishly. I love community. I love living in the community. I love living in a community with people who take care of each other and look out for each other. In Scenic Hills, we've kind of redeveloped our neighborhood watch program, and I got a brand new block captain. I found him on nextdoor.com, and within a week, he had gotten 3 junk cars taken off the street, and he's organizing his first block party. You know, within 1 week of joining a neighborhood watch, he's gone off and done this. But as much as I love all that really warm, good feeling stuff community, I want to maintain my investment in my property, which is where a lot of these things, so that's kind of where I come from. But education is also, of course, very important to me. And then safety got a lot of attention. And safety got a lot of attention, I'm gonna say, because of perception. Perception is the large part of reality. Think about every time you've heard of Raleigh in the news in the past month. Raise your hand if it was a good story. You know, what kind of, I mean, I can think of, there was a guy at Kmart, there was a guy on Dillard Road, I can think of more, lady on Company Pike, the post office. These are the stories that are coming out of Raleigh, and these are the perceptions that are going to shape how people view our community. So we can think about our community as much as we like. We can think about it what we like, but it doesn't matter unless we get people from outside of our community to think the same thing. And that's what we're beginning here tonight. We're beginning to reshape the perception of Raleigh. Because if you take your average person from Cordova, or even Bartlett, or Midtown, or East Memphis, and you say, hey, I live in Raleigh, and you ask them to picture what a community meeting in Raleigh might look like, it's not this. They're not going to imagine a very diverse group of people all together. Because you don't get this in many places in Memphis, but we get it in Raleigh, and I think that's extremely important. So thank you for your participation in this. Moving forward, next month, I hope you all come back. We're going to have a meeting on the Raleigh Springs Town Center. I was corrected. I was calling it the Raleigh Town Center. It is the Raleigh Springs Town Center. Raleigh Springs, because there's a long line of springs. If you get into the history of some of that stuff, it's amazing. So next month, we'll have an update on that. The month after that, which will be June, we're going to come back to you with the results of a lot of these things. We're going to kind of figure out what's the most important for people in Raleigh and what directions we need to go. Because we need to go together. If you've been paying attention to the news, you also know neither the county or the city has the resources to really help us out. You know, think about every news article you've heard about from city or county government lately. None of them have the headline, government body overflowing with cash to give away. That is not to say that there are not grants available for certain activities, because there are, especially neighborhood watch organizations. And I think that's an untapped opportunity. Cooper Young is using a lot of these grants to install cameras. I'm not a big fan of that idea, but maybe your community would be. But there are grants available for any financial resources that are necessary. However, the best things in life are free. Look at everyone around here. We have a pretty strong talent base right here. We have a lot of ideas, a lot of experience, and a lot of connections that we can use to really leverage and make our community better. So is there any feedback from your side of the microphone on what went on this evening?
I'd like to share something that I was just posed up here. I'd like to see us somehow or another get involved in a Saturday Scholars type program through a church or school or something of that nature, and maybe we can get some of the kids that are 3rd grade, 4th grade that need reading, math, or something of that nature. And if we did this in the military, so if you come in like 9 to about 11 or 11:30 and help them out with reading, help them out with math, help them out with anything, and also provide a little mentorship. It also helps them and keeps them in education. So that's just something that I wrote up there that I'd like to wind up seeing us get involved.
It is cheaper to educate than to do anything else. That ends with 8. That is often done with people who don't make success in education. So it's cheaper to educate someone. Yes, ma'am?
I like that idea, but I also think, what should we do to educate the parents? Who should be the mentors? Who should be helping them with their homework, etc.?
Fair enough. And a lot of organizations have parent kind of input too in these programs. Okay. There's a history of organizations that they tutor children and parents, and that's totally doable. But we also have to operate from the reality. We have to operate with what we have right now, the resources we have right now, because we can't build a future on wishes and dreams. We can build a future on what we've got, and where we can best invest our resources. Because we are all we cannot just sit and wait for the future to come. We can't, because if that happens, look at Fraser, because that will, because the dominoes will fall in our direction, and that is something that I cannot personally sit back and watch happen. As a new homeowner, I've been living here for 4 years. I've not lived in Raleigh since the storied past, but I do know. I taught in Raleigh. I don't teach in Raleigh right now. I've been living here. I'm active here. I try to stay civically active. And we have to operate with what we've got. And really be pragmatic and proactive. But there's a lot of opportunities. Yes, any other feedback, ma'am?
I've just been commenting, and I apologize for being late, but we need to know what churches already have programs such as you mentioned. I do not know of them. I attend this church. I volunteer at Coleman around the corner every week. I match with the first grade classroom. We partner with that school, but we need a place where we know, maybe it's a handout at every meeting, of places in this community that are offering what you said and what you said.
That's a wonderful idea. That's really good. I hope we get that.
We don't know what Imani is offering. We do not know what the church on Coleman is offering. And we want to know so that we can advise our neighbors and parents of those offerings. We don't have a newspaper in Raleigh, and certainly Commercial Appeal is not going to give a great spread.
Okay, no, that's really good. And that brings up a very good point about communications within Raleigh. Apparently at one point Raleigh, the Commercial Appeal had a Raleigh reporter. I think I remember hearing that at some point, that there was enough news coming out of Raleigh that they had somebody. But connecting with churches, that's not anything I didn't have that up here. But I think networking through churches is a really strong method. And that's something that we should really look towards and try to accomplish, is getting churches involved. And not just churches, different faiths involved. Tolerance is definitely a virtue that I think we embody here, and then working with churches and other institutions. First here, then Ms. Buck. Yes, ma'am.
And that employment should come from Raleigh addresses first.
I'd like a round of applause for this idea. She's saying that we should get an idea of the contracts that are issued for the work for the Raleigh Springs Town Center site, and that the employment for the work done on that site should come primarily from Raleigh, which is a wonderful idea. From addresses in Raleigh first. That's a really good idea. She said the magic C word, which is committee, because all of these ideas that we've got, no one's going to do them for us. We have to do them ourselves, which means that we're going to have to group ourselves. So I want everyone to think about, how can I best improve Raleigh safety? How can I best improve Raleigh education? How can I best improve Raleigh homeownership? And bring those ideas with you in June. In June, come back and think about what you specifically can do for this community. And we're going to take those ideas Because this is great that we have ideas of what we have and what we need to have, but now we need to think about how we're going to get there. You know, yes, ma'am.
I think of an important aspect of Raleigh's image is that stupid sign on the entrance. Hey! TV, I guess I'll do it, but I...
Kevin. Tear down that sign!
Kevin?
Tell you what, we could probably, back in the back, maybe they can get me out of trouble.
Right. She has asked to speak earlier.
Oh, okay, all right. Now then, the sign. We have received funding for a new sign. Now then, it takes at least a couple of months for the new sign to be made. Well, what it is, it's kind of like the Welcome to Bartlett sign. It looks like it's heavy duty and sturdy and everything, made of stone. Well, it's not. It's made out of, well, it's pretty doggone lightweight. I can pick it up with my own hands. But it is, looks a whole lot better than what in the world's out there. So trust me, it's coming. I don't see no reason why not. I mean, timber, okay, we'll get her knocked down then. Yes, sir.
We just passed the sign about an hour ago and we couldn't read what it says.
Yeah, we had some individuals down there that took off the G and the H and stuff, so, but don't worry, there is a better sign on the way. I mean, a whole lot better sign.
That's great.
Ms. Bond.
Okay. All right. 5 minutes. 5 minutes. All right. No problem. No problem. I'll give you 5 minutes. I've been hearing everyone talk about how you can get the church and the community together. This past Tuesday, if you saw Channel 5, you saw we had a worship watch. And if every one of you had been at our worship watch, you would have seen some things that we're going to propose from law enforcement in order to start getting things moving. We're going to start a new program with girls to start teaching our young girls to become women. The key is, right now, it's about 3 things: law enforcement, the church, and the community. With all 3, we can win. If you drop off 1, you are third there. Drop off 2, you're less than that. So just like I see everyone here, this upcoming Thursday, we are going to have our monthly neighborhood watch meeting. A lot of you do attend, but if you don't start coming and attending and addressing what you're wanting from law enforcement, and I can bring in the other things, we won't be able to go forward to help you. It's gonna take everybody in here. Next time I come here, I will probably see a lot of you here. You're gonna have to start coming to us as well, so we can start putting things together. Everything that I see here, just like I was looking here on the board in reference to community, said more neighborhood involvement. We can get that done, but you're going to need to come and join law enforcement in order to get it done. So please, give me a call. If you have your paper, my number is 636-4395. I will be able to welcome you to come. Like tonight, I have a major and I have a lieutenant with me. What I'm saying is we are about the community, and it's going to take you, not going to take us. And that's one of the things how we're going to get things rolling.
Thank you. And again, her number was 636-4395. Debbie Bond.
I'm the real Bond girl.
The real Bond girl. She's the neighborhood watch coordinator for the Old Allen Station.
And are you saying the squeaky wheel gets the grease, so we need to be squeaking?
You squeaky, unsqueaky, whatever, just come on down.
Amen.
And the last thing I really want to say, Who is not in their local neighborhood organization? Who is anyone in here not in a neighborhood organization? Like a homeowners association in your actual neighborhood? Do you have one in your neighborhood? You don't know? Okay. Right. We really got to try to get people from our neighborhoods here, from our own neighborhood associations. And there are a lot of areas in Raleigh that do not have neighborhood associations. So I would really encourage you to consider starting one. And there are many resources available, including Ms. Bond, who can help you with that process. Yeah, and I believe they do. I don't know how often they do that. The Citizens Police Academies.
We do it
once a year.
Once a year.
Once a year.
And it usually starts in September.
Cool. All right. On that note, yes, ma'am.
No, it is a monthly neighborhood watch.
What time?
It is at 5:30 at
Ms.
Old
Bond.
Allen Station.
Miss Bond,
Yes.
come on down.
Right, she can share the details. So at the Old Allen Station, they have meetings for neighborhood watches from the area. I've been meaning to attend one, but I have been a little bit occupied.
Only thing is, that I'm just asking for everyone, I'm looking at the crowd tonight, I'm just asking for involvement. We have to start somewhere, one step at a time. Right, I know Melita, who just completed Citizen Police Academy. We have it once a year. It's coming up in September. I am presently taking applications in order for you to go through this. It's a 9-week program. We ask you to give approximately 2 to 3 hours for 1 week. After that, you have graduation. You take pictures. You enjoy yourself, and you learn things about what the officers actually do besides arresting people. Okay?
I'll show my pictures.
They only gave me 5 minutes. These are the pictures that Melita is sharing, and after that, you can become an ambassador. An ambassador is where you are our kings and queens of the precinct. You're able to represent the police department. We have some events coming up where you will be able to represent the police department, Old Allen. And since I represent Old Allen, I represent Frazier and Raleigh. Both are just as equal to me. I'm fighting for both. So if you don't contact me, tell me what you want, I can't help you. But I need you to come see me, talk to me, and go forward. Some of you have gotten to know me, and when I do talk, I just talk. I'm not a speaker, I'm a talker. I just tell you. So my 5 minutes, So I'm looking for, if I haven't seen you, I'm looking for your face in my place next Thursday at 5:30, okay? Second Thursday of every month. Thank you.
Thank you. Any final thoughts? Otherwise, I'm going to pass the microphone back to our own Ms. Faye Morris. Or Kevin Brooks.
All right, look, I've just got a college education, so I can't spell president, and I messed up on the online. But it is, if you've got any kind of other ideals that we need to wind up discussing or anything, just go ahead and send president at RaleighCCOnline.com. And our website is www.RaleighCCOnline.com. And that's what me and Aaron are going to be doing. We're going to be collecting all this stuff, put it in a nice format, try to come up with a means of implementing some of these things and get back with y'all with a good report on pros and cons. And then we're going to start working on this, how in the world to implement what y'all come up with. So one of them, have a chainsaw and cut down the sign. So I think I can do that. All right. Well, Madam President, I guess I'll turn it over for at least a little bit.
Oh, remind us about Sunny. Yeah.
And I have to say, the Raleigh sign, it's going. It's going. We did receive the $5,000 grant money from the Shelby County Commissioners. When I applied for that grant, I used the word communication. So all the money that we got for the grant, which was the entire $5,000, is going to be used for communication. We are going to buy some new meeting banners, which we desperately need, because you'll notice they're not up anymore. Where it always tells you about the meeting and everything, they're not up anymore because they are just literally rags. We bought enough to where we can space them out in Raleigh so that the people that do not know of the meeting will have the opportunity to see and attend. That was a big one, but the biggie was the sign. They approved the sign because I asked, like I said, for communication, and you're communicating, you're coming into Raleigh. So that's in the works. That's in the works. Joyce Wiggins is our secretary, and she is not here tonight, so I'm going to pretend I'm Joyce, and I'm going to read the minutes of the last meeting. March 3rd, 2016 meeting of the Raleigh Community Council was called to order at 7 p.m. by President Faye Morrison, who welcomed everyone. The meeting was opened with prayer and pledge of allegiance. President Morrison introduced our guest speaker, Mr. Michael Rawlings, Interim Director of Police Services for Memphis, and Colonel Paul Wright, Commander of the O'Lowan Precinct. Director Rawlings told of his background in the police department and spoke of his hopes for the future of Memphis. He encouraged questions from those present and agreed to return for a future meeting. The minutes of February the 4th, 2016 meeting were waived due to time restraints. Zed Beatty, Treasurer, reported we have a checking account balance of $9,762.13. Taxes for our property have been paid. His report was approved. The President recognized Commissioner Henry Brooks and thanked him for his assistance with the $5,000 grant for communications that we received. Commissioner Brooks spoke about some new programs being developed in the Raleigh area. He also asked for Brooks' opinion as our representative about the recent proposal of Commissioner Bailey that the 2-term limit for commissioners be removed and be decided on a fall ballot. There was consensus that the term limits remain as is. Ms. Evelyn Young introduced herself to the group. She is the new director of the Raleigh Community Center at 3678 Powers Road. She invited everyone to come to visit the center. There were 68 people in attendance. There were several first-time attendees. The meeting was adjourned at 8:15 p.m. Joyce Wiggins, Secretary. Any additions or corrections to the minutes?
Correction is Willie Brooks, not Henry, not Henry.
Henry Brooks, I'm sorry, she has Henry. Mr. Brooks would have a fit. I have to tell you, Commissioner Brooks, half-heartedly gave me his cell number when all this was going on with the commissioners, because there was a lot of back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And bless his heart, he stood toe-to-toe with all of them, and this is what we need, this is what we want. And the original request, and I was very specific, was $4,876.12, because I didn't know that you could ask for the entire amount and not show where the entire amount is going to be spent. So Commissioner Brooks talked to Kevin and said, because Kevin represented us at the meeting, said, you need to ask for the whole 5,000, not the $4,776.12. And so Kevin jokingly texted me while I was at work and said it failed.
And it did. It did fail.
I don't think he's going to joke like that anymore.
5,000 didn't fail, but the 4,700 did.
Commissioner Brooks amended our request and put in for the whole 5,000. And last week we received a $5,000 check, and our treasurer has put it in the bank, and we're going to start spending it. Zed, you want to come and give a treasurer's report?
We started out March with $9,532.13. Quite a few dues are coming in good this year, is what I'm trying to say. And the $5,000 came in. We had very little outlay. Had to pay expenses. Don't leave them out for $200. We're going out with $15,178.51. Now that includes that $5,000. That's what boosted us way up there. $15,000. So we're doing all right. Let's keep the ball rolling. Get the dues in, and let's just roll right on.
How much are the dues?
$20 for individuals, $30 for families, and then we have business memberships that start at $50. 50, 100, and 200. If you're interested in a business membership, and that'll give you a little time up here at the podium for advertising. Let the folks in Raleigh know what you're doing.
Thank you, Zed. Any additions or corrections to the treasurer's report? Other than a hallelujah for the $15,000, they stand approved as read. Thank you, Zed. I know Kevin, Sonny, Kevin and Sonny represented the Raleigh Community Council at the Taste of Memphis, April the 1st, held at Tiger Lane. They manned the table, they passed out flyers, they answered questions, and they gave their time, and I'm extremely thankful. And I do not think that the Raleigh Community Council could have had any better representatives. So Kevin and Sonny, applause, please.
We can't take all the credit.
I can.
Joyce Wiggins came out, and Virginia Pearson's back there somewhere. There she is. They came out too, and Aaron was out there. He was representing Scenic Hills. It was supposed to be about 70 degrees that day, and turned out it was about 65, and with the wind chill it was about 45, and we froze.
It is my understanding that we have, of course, we're in the middle of politics. We have a political candidate here with us tonight. If you will stand up, please, introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Johnny Hatton. I am running for District 98, that's this district right here. And thank you all so much for having me here today.
Thank you.